Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and welcome to the 2025 London Supertrunk Show, hosted every year here in London by Jesper Ingevaldsson of Shoegazing blog, Justin FitzPatrick of the Shoe Snob, and me, Kirby Allison. The event hosts three of the most highly anticipated events in the world of shoemaking: the World Championship of Shoe Shining, the World Championship of Shoemaking, and the World Championship of Patina. Very graciously sponsored by Saphir Medaille and Bridlen shoes, this event also hosts various shoemakers and artisans from around the world that converge on London to showcase their incredible craft. So join me as we step inside the 2025 London Supertrunk Show. Of course, it wouldn't be the London Supertrunk Show without a visit to the Saphir Medaille booth, one of our platinum sponsors this year and supporter of the World Championship of Shoe Shining and World Championship of Patina. Of course, anyone that is a big fan of classic menswear and, more importantly, fantastic dress shoes, Saphir is no stranger, as they make what is unequivocally the best shoe polish in the world. I'm joined today by Business Development Manager Katia Moura. Katia, thank you so much. Of course, thank you for your support of the London Supertrunk Show year after year. And it's exciting, of course, to see the entire range of Saphir shoe polish here today.
With a lot of news as well.
Yes.
A new introduction that we will do.
Well, one of the things, of course, I love so much about Saphir is the range. It truly is an entire system with really specialized and nuanced products that allow those who have invested in a fine quality pair of shoes really to take the best care of it. Of course, the Saphir Medaille range of shoe polish is famous the world over. It's what's used in the World Championship of Shoe Shining. We use the products in the Patina. Of course, we sell them online at kirbyallison.com. You can find them all over the world. But I know that you've got some exciting new products that you've just come out with, so I thought you might share those with us.
I would love to talk about them. and to you please introduce them, especially so the new sneaker cream. So we launched a dedicated products for the sneakers. It's true that sneakers have becoming a day-to-day thing for a lot of us, and we found out that actually some of them still wanted to have the best sneakers, incredible leathers to take care of and to maintain for a long time. And it's why we found out that it would be perfect to have a range that is dedicated for this specific shoes and the specific from the best brands and around the world.
Well, I mean, it's a testament, of course, to Saphir's commitment and dedication to not just classic leather dress shoes, but really all shoes. From the protectors and the cleaners, and you do make a great point that sneakers, have become increasingly pervasive, but just not ordinary sneakers. Really, sneakers done at the highest level of craft. Bridlen, Hermes, John Lobb, and countless other sneaker brands are really making what in many cases can be more expensive than a pair of dress shoes, but fantastic sneakers. And as I always say on the channel, you can afford to invest in quality if you know how to take care of it. Right, because with quality, you have a product that can last not just years, but in some cases decades, but only if it's properly cared for.
Exactly, and actually, a lot of those brands use the same leather for the uppers of the sneakers. So the leather and the quality is the same. It's just that the sole is changing. That makes it a bit more comfortable, and that people appreciate more and more currently.
So Katia, what is it that's special or unique about sneakers that really demanded that Saphir create its own premium range of sneaker care polish?
We made it specifically for sneakers due to the reason that most of them are white, but not only white, also the leather is slightly a bit different. And the leather here for that cream, we decided that the best requirement with our laboratory and everything is to put more pigment inside. So we created a cream with much more pigment than we have in our regular cream.
Yeah, which is saying a lot because the Saphir Pomadir cream polish, especially relative to other brands out there, has an exceptional amount of cream. Exactly. Or not cream, has an exceptional amount of pigment.
Exactly. So this cream has even more. So it's something really special that no one has seen yet in the market, which is really the first sneaker cream, first dedicated for sneakers, but also adapted to that request that those leather had.
Okay. And it's available in different pigmented colors. I mean, you have white, of course.
Yeah.
What are the other colors in the range?
Blanc cassé in French, so it's off-white. We have it in black and blue.
And blue, and a neutral.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So just like with the Pomadir cream polishes, there's different pigments. How does Saphir approach with the sneaker care range the fact that a lot of sneaker leather is corrected grain, right? Where it has a certain degree of treatment. It's not a full grain open pore leather like what you would find on a pair of leather dress shoes or say with a very high-end pair of sneakers like from Bridlen.
Yes. So it's true that those leather has always, white is really hard to get on the sneakers, off-white. And those poles and the leather is treated sometimes a bit differently. So it's why we managed to basically have a bit less nourishment. With that cream being adapted for the sneaker leathers, it allows for the cream to put the pigment that is required and the nourishing to be slightly less in order to not stay on the surface.
Yeah, which is a big important part because if the leather is not absorbing that, then it just sit on the surface of leather. Yeah. Well, that's exciting, Katia. Thank you so much. Of course, it's always an honor to have Saphir here at the Supertrunk show. We appreciate all the support of Saphir for London, New York, and hopefully next year Singapore.
Yes.
And of course, anyone watching that is, of course, interested in taking the best possible care of their leather dress shoes, there's really no other place to look than Saphir Medaille. Katia, thank you so much. It's great seeing you. And of course, thank you for everything that you and Saphir do for those of us that love dress shoes.
And we are happy to have you as an ambassador.
Thank you. Here at the London Supertrunk Show, we truly do have people coming from far and wide to indulge themselves in the finest of quality craftsmanship and tradition that we have showcased every year. I'm joined right now from Ethan. Ethan, thank you so much for your time and for joining us today at the London Supertrunk Show. As I understand, this isn't your first time to attend. How is it this year?
I really enjoy it. From last year, my knowledge has improved for, quality shoemaking. I've appreciated the nuanced details a little bit more than last year. And certainly my journey's evolved a lot more. And it's just amazing to see all of the different shoemakers, especially from East Asia, that are sort of paving the way for, shoemaking. It's great.
What is it that every year, draws you to this event and that you look forward to?
Well, I think, I come from up north. Up north, there's not really, a market for, quality shoemaking unless it's local, something like that. And it's more about the social aspect of it, meeting people, talking about this, this thing that we all have in common is really nice. It's really a big hobby for me. Yeah. So meeting people like you, of course, I admire a lot by watching your YouTube and other people as well. Yeah. It's amazing.
You're quite young, you're impeccably dressed. What was it that first drew you into classic menswear? Because unfortunately, it's increasingly uncommon, to find, men, taking such pride in dressing properly.
Well, I think my father's always dressed quite classically. And another aspect of that is obviously, like before, I think I mentioned that I was in the Royal Air Force Air Cadets. Okay. And I learned how to shine shoes from that. One of the contestants in the shoe shining championships, Matthew, he really taught me a lot about how to shine shoes. Yeah. And sort of from shoes to tailoring, it all evolved from that, really. Yeah. Yeah.
What advice would you give to other young men out there that are maybe thinking about, taking the plunge into, maybe upping the game with which they dress? What from your personal journey would you share with them that maybe for you has been inspirational or influential?
Well, I think certainly just have a look. There's nothing stopping young people from dressing good. It's just, people are influenced by trends. I would always, give people advice to dress more classically. Yeah. I think I love classic dress. I've always liked it. Advice, I'd say always look for the best quality and most affordable price, of course. Yeah. Being young, I don't have the budget to go bespoke or anything like that. But, socialize at events like this. Hand-welted shoes from Asian shoemakers are quite competitive in terms of pricing. So just really look at different places. Yeah.
Well, would you mind sharing with us today, where your suit and shirt, tie, and shoes are all from?
So the suit is made to measure. I can't off the top of my head remember where it's from. Okay. The shirt is an Oxford cloth button-down, actually, from, I believe, Mossbro. The tie is an ancient madder silk tie from Ralph Lauren. Okay. And the shoes are CNES Shoemaker, which have a sole here, of course, that's it.
And they've got an impeccable shine. Did you do that yourself?
I did, yeah. Walking around London, they've gone a little bit cloudy, but still keeping up a little bit of a mirror shine.
I must ask, as you're doing a mirror shine, you were in the Air Cadets, as you said, you learned how to do a mirror shine then. How quickly can you achieve that?
To about this standard, probably about 30 minutes. So I've done it about 2 years, so I wouldn't say I perfected it. There's obviously still, room for improvement, like anything, but certainly got it down to, quite a good standard. Yeah.
Well, maybe next year, you could be up there with the other contestants in the World Championship of Shoe Shining, trying your hand against, other competitors from around the world at producing the best shine. Yeah. Ethan, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and thank you for helping carry the standards forward of quality craftsmanship and tradition.
No worries. Thank you very much, Kirby.
One of the great joys of the Supertrunk Show is the opportunity to meet with various craftsmen from around the world that come to London to showcase their incredible products. One of those who's no stranger to this channel, of course, is Affan of Bridlen Shoes of India. You are no stranger to the trunk shows, being a platinum sponsor of both the London Trunk Show series and New York. Thank you so much. And of course, I always love seeing the incredible products that you bring to indulge us in here.
Thank you so much. It's a fourth year for us now. We're starting to look a little old here. but every year we try to improve something, right? And the Founders 25 is where we've kind of taken it up a further notch.
Okay.
Every 2 years we try to sort of hone our craft, bring it to the Founders 25, and then certain features from the Founders collection makes its way to the main line.
Okay.
So this year we've pushed a few good features that we are comfortable with in the factory down to the main line.
Okay.
And on the Founders 25 itself, introduced a few features that we'll do for the next 2 years.
So at the the Founders 25, you're really pushing the boundaries of the craft of shoemaking with Bridlen.
Correct. And I have to say, it was the World Shoemaking Championship that really inspires us to see what else can be possible, right? So one of the features that we brought in this year is something I saw 2 years ago, where there was a gentleman who did a heel stack with 30 layers on it. We tried. We couldn't do 30.
Well, 13 is,
3-0, mind you.
30.
3-0.
Yes, that's right.
3-0, and we couldn't do 3-0. We managed 10.
10. But that's still quite exceptional.
And we did that now on our Founders 25.
Can I see that?
Yes, you can. We've got the Founders 25 here.
Amazing.
And it's a lot more visible on the brown heel here. You can see that.
That's fantastic.
That's 10 stacks to the heel.
That's amazing. And a normal shoe would have maybe four layers to the stack.
If you're lucky, 5.
If you're lucky, 5, yeah.
So it just takes all that more time, but it gives a nice clean look to the heel, especially when you keep it very aniline and deep, right?
Yeah.
You see all those sort of 10 layers there.
But it would also mean that you're building your heel stacks in the factory versus buying pre-made heel stacks, which in Goodyear welted factory-made shoes is not uncommon, but it's one of those elements of quality and craft that one would find, not just with Bridlen in general, but especially here in the Founders 25.
Correct, and I think you touched upon something that's very important for us as a brand. We've seen that many things were made very well in shoe factories in the past, but it was due to industrial simplification that, they had to sort of let go of the heel would be done elsewhere, the insole would come cut elsewhere. We thought, let's try and bring all those features of a factory-made shoe back into the factory. It needn't just be a pejorative of bespoke shoemakers. If we can actually do it in the factory, let's try and do that. And one of those features was the heel itself, like you mentioned. We can do it now in-house.
Yeah, which at this level is comparable to a shoe, 1,600, 2,000. And even then, even on one of the, top of the line, ready-to-wear factory-made shoes, you're not finding details like what you're just describing with the heel stack. So, it's really a false comparison. It really is almost in some ways in a class of its own.
Thank you. It was Mr. Watanabe, my mentor's wish that as we kind of improve, we try to give back the craft so more people can enjoy this, right? So there's no fun in just kind of improving your craft, then increasing your price so much that people can't enjoy this space. So the idea of the Supertrunk show, as we see today, we have 1,000 people coming in and we're making this craft accessible to more people.
One of the things I speak about often is that value is in many ways a 3-dimension optimization. It's time, money, and knowledge. So we all begin our journey somewhere, and maybe we all endeavor to reach the zenith of bespoke. But the reality is most people start someplace else in their journey. And Bridlen, really does such a fantastic job of producing a product that indulges those that love beautiful shoes, but while offering it at an accessible price point.
No, thank you. We found that it was not actually that difficult to acquire the knowledge. One of the keystones that you mentioned for value was to go out, meet the right people. And when we went out and spoke to people, even in the bespoke world, we're lucky to find that they were very friendly, and very happy to sort of pass on that knowledge. We said, we're going to learn something from you and we're going to put it into our shoes. That's absolutely okay. We have very different spaces, you see. Bespoke market is not something we go into, and it's not the other way around. So they said, okay, we're going to teach you how to do fudge wheeling, which we did it now in the Founders 25 by hand. And so now that I learned that, bring it back to the factory, teach it to my colleagues, and they're happy to use an extra 10, 15 minutes of their time to put that extra feature there. So it's only when you step out of your comfort zone, go there, ask the people who know this better than we do, and then have the humility to ask, and then bring that back into the factory.
No, that's great.
I
love the passion.
So this is a new leather that we have, the museum calf in burgundy sort of color. You see this very fine stitching on the upper. This is something we did 4 years ago on the Founders, just because we had to set and calibrate the machine very differently. So we said we do it on one machine, get comfortable with it, and now that we can do this across our main line. It doesn't cost us anything more. It just makes that little bit of effort.
A little bit more time and care.
And that's it.
Right.
And so now we said, if we can do that, we can do that on the main line. And so we will.
The small detail of the stitch density, I'm glad you pointed that out, is one of those elements of craft that is so often overlooked by other shoemakers, ready to wear, even at higher price points, but that makes such a big difference in the overall aesthetic. And, again, one of the things that I love about a shoe is its sculpture, right? And it's the aggregation of those small details, a nice stitch density, even, punching on the upper. Here we have a hole cut. I mean, here we even see the bottom finishing in toe plates. I mean, it's really quite fantastic. And so I have to say, I wish Bridlen, had been around, 20 years ago, whenever I was just beginning my journey into the world of classic menswear, because I have to say, really, with unequivocally, that this is a place that I would have been very proud and happy to have started.
Thank you so much, Kirby. I'm happy to hear that from you.
Affan, it's great having you here. Thank you for, of course, supporting everything we do at the Supertrunk show. It wouldn't be possible without our platinum, gold, and silver sponsors. And, Bridlen, an incredible brand. Anyone watching, of course, check Bridlen out online, Bridlen.com. We actually had a collaboration earlier this year. So we have a lot of happy Kirby Allison customers. But if you're watching, go visit Bridlen's website, take a look at their shoes. And if you're looking to take that first step, if you will, no pun intended, into the world of fine footwear, there's really no better place to start than with Bridlen. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That was lovely.
So I'm here right now with Chris Modoo, no stranger to the London Supertrunk show. Chris, I think you've been every year since we've begun.
I have. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a very inclusive event, and yeah, I really enjoy it. And the standard every year is just getting so high.
Yeah. Now, Chris, you're based here in London.
I am.
Right, and so you have your pick of the litter for all of the best craftspeople in the world.
I do.
I have to travel, to indulge.
It's on my doorstep, so yeah, I'm very lucky. I've got the best tailors, the best shirt makers, all to play with. Yeah.
But what is it that you look forward to about the London Supertrunk show, and what do you think it is that makes this event so unique and so successful?
I think it's been exposed to, because I think, English shoemaking is fantastic, but it's just being aware of what's coming from different parts of the world. I'm a big fan of Bridlen. I'm wearing Bridlen today. Okay. And yeah, and even from last year, the pair I have, and what I've got this year, the quality is getting so high. It's exciting, and it keeps us on our toes, quite literally.
Yeah. Well, Bridlen, I think, is an incredible example at someone who is really, offering, at an accessible price point, incredible craft. I mean, the quality with which their shoes are made is completely divorced from the price point.
Completely. And I feel that's really important because, again, they're making this quite inclusive, where menswear can be quite expensive, from as your taste refines, but somebody who's looking to get into the Saphir world, a pair of Bridlen, a tin of Saphir, and an old cloth, and suddenly you can get quite up in there. You can really make a statement and really indulge your taste. So that's a really starting point for anybody.
Yeah. Well, this event also is host to the World Championship of Shoemaking, Shoe Shining, and Patina. What has been your opinion so far of this year's entrance?
I just love the shoe shining. I think that 20 minutes, I love shining shoes, and I can do okay, but I can't do what they do in 20 minutes in 20 hours. So I just appreciate that. And I thought this year was particularly strong. Of all the years I've seen, it was hard to pick. I really couldn't do it. While I was sitting as well with the lights, but I thought all the three were just amazing, and I just love that. It's just such a skill, and again, so accessible. Anyone can learn that. You don't need to have a massive budget to go to a Saphir tailor or to a bespoke shoemaker. It's so accessible. Anyone can try that.
Yeah. Well, of course, Saphir Medaille is one of the platinum sponsors of the Supertrunk show. They're a big part of my business. I mean, we of course have been advocating for Saphir for a long time. And it's an interesting point of how, for as little as, $20 or $30, a tin of Saphir shoe polish can take any pair of shoes and make them look better.
Oh, completely. Even if your budget is in the $200, I would just say an old rag, a tin of Saphir, and start your journey and see where it leads you. Because it does. If I'm meeting younger people looking to get into the trade, and they say they're really keen, and I look at their shoes thinking, okay, you can't afford a bespoke suit, but you could have polished your shoes. And it's such a style indicator. Yeah. Now, your suit and your watch tells you your taste and your wealth, but something about how your shoes are looked after is a real indicator of character.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chris, you're incredibly smart today.
Thank you
would
so
you mind
much.
sharing maybe, where it is you've...
I'd be delighted to. This is a made-to-measure suit by Mark Powell, the legendary Soho tailor, and also his shirt and the tie and pocket square are from Rampley & Co. And obviously my shoes are Bridlen.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, they look incredible.
Thank you so much. It took a lot longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I call it the mirror shine mirage.
Exactly.
Because whenever I'm, trying to do a mirror shine, I find that it's always just a little bit,
Yes.
Off in the distance. And finally, at some point, you just have to throw your hands up and say, well, this is good enough.
This is going to get there. And you don't push it too far. You think you've done a perfect one. You do another coat and it goes back a few steps.
Yeah,
Why not just leave it where it was? But no, that's the fun, and it's a commonality. We can all talk about it. You can appreciate it. You see someone with good shoes and well-polished shoes, it's a conversation starter.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, hey, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
And
Thank
hope you
so much
enjoy
for
the
that.
rest of your day.
Having a great time. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Take care.
Here at the London Supertrunk Show, we're privileged to have craftsmen from all over the world here showcasing their incredible products. One of our gold sponsors this year, no stranger to the London Supertrunk Show, here in London or New York, and hopefully soon in Singapore, of course, is CNES, based in Singapore, but manufacturing their shoes out of Vietnam. Now, what I love about CNES, Alan, is how for those that are looking to really, maybe take their first step into the world of high-quality footwear, CNES is doing an absolutely fantastic product, but priced at a very accessible level, between $200–400. And so what's exciting, with the Supertrunk Show is the opportunity to get introduced to brands that maybe one wouldn't come across in London or in the United States that are offering a really incredible level of craft at what is a very accessible and approachable price point. I know that you have a lot of interesting kind of characteristics of your shoes, those nuanced elements of quality and craft. I was curious if you might just walk us through, some of the shoes that you brought with you today and what it is that, of course, makes them special.
Sure, no problem. So I think for today, I just very quickly run through some of the models from our current spring-summer collection.
Okay.
So what we have here is a horse-bit loafer, very lightly constructed in the Bologna construction. So really soft, great for summer, with a very flexible outsole. So it's really popular with the guys in Asia, Southeast Asia, where the weather is really hot.
Yeah, of course.
So you can have a look.
I mean, something that, you could wear without socks, beautiful lining, right? It's going to be comfortable. But then also, again, made of proper full-grain leather, all the highest quality materials, so it's not going to get sweaty, your foot's not going to feel clammy.
Precisely, yeah.
And then the construction, of course, being very flexible. And one of the things that I find here is you've got a full leather outsole, which with something like this with the lightweight construction is actually really quite difficult to find, but makes a big difference in terms of the comfort of the shoe.
Yes, correct. So I think even at something like that, there's a very flexible loafer. We strive to create like the best using quality materials. Like for example, the tanneries that we work with are from Italy, both for the leather upper as well as the outsole. So it comes across as something that's very elegant in a very nice, flexible package.
Yeah. What's the price point of something like this?
This is approximately 270 Singapore dollars. In US dollars, just under 200 US dollars.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing, to see, full grain leather outsole, beautiful heel stack. I mean, for less than $200 is really quite incredible. I think I might have to add one of these to my shopping list. This is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. So at the other end of the spectrum, we have something like this. This is a new sample they have created. It's a Saddle Oxford. So it's crafted out of a steel museum calf, as well as like a French black calf. And this is a 100% hand welted.
Hand welted?
Yeah, correct.
Really?
So it's we do it entirely by hand.
Wow.
And it comes with a very nice feather back waist.
Yeah.
So you can have a look.
Amazing. I mean, look at this. I mean, again, a spaded, outsole, right? And all those elements of craft that really, I mean, you would probably have to go to bespoke to really find. And here, as a ready-to-wear or made-to-order shoe, what's the price point for this?
Price point for this, for me to order, it's about 368 pounds. So
kidding.
about 350 US dollars.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, $400 for this is astounding.
Yeah.
And so you're based in Singapore.
Based in
right?
Singapore.
I know you have a very loyal and dedicated following there. But what about the rest of us kind of around the world? I mean, of course, the Supertrunk Show is a great place to see the shoes, and to order something. But someone that might be watching this in the United States or somewhere else, how is it that they can find you, and what does that process look like?
So the easiest way to find us is through online. So you can either reach us via Instagram. If not, you can always drop us an email, or even go online to have a look. We ship very regularly to the US and to all parts of Europe via FedEx. So shipping and everything, it's quite easily taken care of.
Yeah.
And to date, I think our biggest overseas market is actually in the US.
In the United States, that's
so we
amazing.
serve quite a fair bit of customers in the US.
Incredible. And how do you work with the customer for sizing if you're not able to visit with them personally?
So usually we have like a very true experience. We have come up with like a series of gradings, guidance that we have, and that we can advise the customers accordingly in how they fit according to the US sizing. Yeah, so generally, based on experiences, the fitting is quite good.
Right, okay. Exceptional, wow. And what is the lead time for having something made? Because most of your shoes are in fact made to order.
Yeah, so made to order ranges anywhere from 3 to 4 months. So on average now it's about 3 months.
3 months, that's amazing. Wow, look at this. I mean, this is really pretty exceptional. Alan, great. Thank you so much for your support here at the London Supertrunk Show. And of course, everything that you do for giving those of us who truly love and are passionate about high quality shoes access to this level of work at a price point that's not going to break the bank. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kirby. It's an absolute pleasure.
Another gold sponsor here today at the London Supertrunk Show is Twinkima.G, based in China, doing absolutely fantastic work. I've got Quinn and Jessie. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I have to say, looking at this table right here is an incredibly broad range of shoes, ranging from sneakers to casuals to tennis shoes, all the way to the classic dress shoes, of course, that we all love.
Thank you.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about Twinkima.G, and the company, and what it is that you are seeking to do here within the world of classic menswear.
Okay, thank you. I just translate for him first. 他说你讲一下你们公司大概的情况，然后还有就是你们今天寻求的一些就是来这里的希望获得的一些信息。
我们2018年成立于中国北京，我们一开始是一个传统的皮鞋制作的，让我们来到英国是想给传统的这个制鞋业带来一些更时尚的款式和东西。
Okay, 听一下。Okay. So basically, like their brand is started from 2018 in Beijing, and this time they come to UK and they want to bring the traditional like shoes style, and also add like the luxury and fashionable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the style.
Yeah. I mean, one of the really interesting characteristics of your dress shoes is that they're hand welted, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, because, again, hand welting is something that traditionally would only be accessible in a bespoke shoe, costing thousands of dollars. Here for a few $100s, someone that's really passionate about that element of quality can find it.
OK， 他的意思是说，就是你们是手工的缝制嘛，然后一般的话就是 hand weld， 然后一般的话就是会花费比较高，但是你们只卖就是几百美元，然后
我们的 handwear 的工艺的鞋子，目前在国际上的售价是599美元，靴子的话是699美元，皮料的话选用的都是来自于意大利的 Modoo pack。
So basically, like their handwell shoes, and most of them they only cost $599 US, and some of them cost $699 US. And then the leather come from Italian museum calf.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible work. I mean, here we see crocodile, beautiful museum calf, and then looking, even on kind of the bottom of the shoe, I mean, a real high attention to detail here with the finishing.
Yes.
Great. Anything else, you'd like to show us?
还有什么其他的你想给他们展示一下吗？
Wow, look at this. Okay. This is amazing. So this is a Chelsea boot with what is a beautiful calfskin, but tell me about this.
这个你给他讲一下。这个
我们不断的在绅士鞋履里面探索更多时尚的元素。这款鞋的下面是用博物馆小牛皮去做的，上面是开牛毛，它是一种皮草。对，这个只有非常时尚的人，他才敢去尝试这双鞋。
Okay, so this is a very fashionable style, and this leather is a museum cuff, a leather cuff, and then this one is actually the hair of the baby calf.
Okay. Wow.
So this is suitable for very fashionable people to wear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I love the variety here in the range. Talk to me a little bit about these sneakers, because again, I mean, a good, well-made sneaker is in fact quite difficult to find. Are these being made custom just like the rest of the shoes?
这款鞋呢，就是说是一种比较舒适鞋。然后你可以讲一下这款鞋的这个。
这款皮是采用的是掏狗皮，它是跟爱马仕 Birkin 系列的那个包，是同样的一个材质。我们认为绅士在穿一些传统的鞋履可能会过于的精致，在他们生活的时候，穿上一个皮料比较奢华但又非常舒适的鞋，我们觉得是绅士的另外的一种的生活方式。
So this shoes is specialized. This leather is actually is the Togo. It's the same leather of the bag. The same mate.
Yeah.
And so I think for the gentleman, this is another style for gentlemen to wear. And it's stylish and also it's very comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And is this something that can be customized? I mean, can a customer order this in any material?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Now, talk to me a little bit about, someone that isn't maybe able to come to the London Supertrunk show or the New York or Singapore trunk shows and see you in person. How is it that they order from you? And, talk a little bit about what that process looks like.
Okay. 就是说有些客人呢是没有办法来今天的展会，然后如果说这样的客人呢，他们是怎么样能够定制这样的鞋？
你跟他说他可以通过我们的网站去与我们取得联系。我们全球大部分的地方都是支持配送的，我们大概每一双鞋需要10到15天的时间去制作，然后快递的话可能需要10天的时间。
So customer actually can order all those shoes online, and then after the customer order will take about 10 to 15 days to be made.
Really? Oh, wow.
And take about another 10 days to be delivered.
Really?
So most of the countries they supported to be delivered.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
Thank you.
And then as far as sizing is concerned, I mean, you have staff that can liaise in English, with people about how to choose the correct size and kind of go through the customization process?
所以就是说，如果客人选用不同的就是鞋码，然后你们这边就是专门有人能够知道是，比如说他告诉你英国的鞋码，你能知道是，就是说你们需要的那个制作的鞋码，对吧？
对，他只要告诉我们他的 UK 或者是 US 或者是 EU 码就可以了。
Okay, so basically the customers like to ask know what size of the UK size or EU size or US size, and then they will know what exactly size they need.
Yeah. Well, I love this sneaker. I think I'm going to have to come back and have you take my measurement because, again, a good pair of sneakers is really surprisingly difficult to find. These are beautiful. I'm looking at the casual range. I mean, really some fantastic models that, I think are very interesting. And, even something like this, I mean, again, great sneaker, here shown in a blue, but I would imagine you have swatches that a customer could have this made out of anything.
Yes, yeah. 所以说像这个颜色就非常好，然后他就是说，你们可以就是说按照客人的要求，这个颜色什么的。
你跟他说我们是支持 make to order。Okay. 可以根据皮料去选择他想做的鞋款。
Yes, so like so they're supposed to make to order.
Yeah.
So if the customers choose a different color, and then they can make it customer-like.
Oh, well, that's where it gets fun and exciting. Quinn, thank you so much for everything. Jessie, thank you for helping us here.
Thank you.
And of course, thank you for your support of the London Supertrunk Show here.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and I'm very excited to be here at the 2025 London Super Trunk Show with co-organizers Jesper Ingevaldsson and Justin FitzPatrick. I have to say it's been an absolutely incredible day. From your perspective, though, I have to ask, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is probably the best London round this far. So yeah, just great to establish everything in London. We're taking it to New York twice, and now we're also gonna do a really interesting announcement.
Yes. Well, let's get straight to that. I mean, I must say it's been an incredible success that we've been able to put together here, and really speaks to the momentum within classic menswear. You know, we started in London, we moved to New York. New York has been fantastic. We have another incredible stop to add to the Super Trunk Show series.
Yes. So we're coming to Singapore.
Yeah, that's very exciting. I mean, when is it that we're going?
So we got New York for October 4th, and then we have Singapore for January 31st. In central Singapore, it's going to be a great event. Hopefully, maybe bigger than the other ones, but let's see. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, it's a lot to build on top of, because, I mean, each of the Super Trunk Show kind of has its own flavor or take. And I think that's been for me one of the interesting characteristics of now hosting it in multiple cities, is seeing how, you know, each geography is a little bit of a different take on classic menswear. But, you know, here, of course, in London, I mean, this is the largest one. We've got the World Championship of Shoemaking, the World Championship of Shoe Shining, and the World Championship of Patina. In New York, we do the US Championship. But what is it that we have in store in Singapore?
So we have the Asian Championships of Shoe Shining that we're gonna run there, which I think will be really exciting. And the Asians are known for being very particular and specific in their interests. So I'm really looking forward to see what Asia will bring to the Super Trunk shows.
Excellent.
And the contest.
Well, I mean, just as a recap, you know, what are the dates for Singapore?
So January 31st of 2026.
Yeah, excellent. Well, there you go. The New York Super Trunk Show, October 4th, 2025, and now the Singapore Super Trunk Show in January 31st, 2026. So mark your calendars. Make sure, of course, you subscribe to the Kirby Allison channel, to, you know, Jesper and Justin's blogs and Instagram. We'll be releasing information there, and we hope to see you at the 2026 Singapore Super Trunk Show. So there we have it, the 2025 London Super Trunk Show. What an incredible day. The World Championship of Shoemaking, World Championship of Patina, and World Championship of Shoe Shining. Just penultimate demonstrations of craft exercised at the absolute highest level. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. We'd love to see you back here in London next year at the 2026 Super Trunk Show. But until then, join us in New York, October 4th, 2025, and new Singapore, January 31st, 2026. I'm Kirby Allison. Thank you for watching.